You could talk about this one as a plus factor because it's really focused on Joe Burrow, but just Joe Burrow versus the Dallas Cowboys secondary. When you look at the Cowboys, 55.7 PFF grade, that's 28th in the league. 60.1 coverage grade, that's 21st in the league. And so having overall secondary and coverage grades in the 20s does not line up very well against a guy who should be right there as an MVP candidate. 90.5 passing grade for Joe Burrow. It's first in the NFL. 26 big time throws, tied for first with Josh Allen. 3,337 passing yards. That's first in the NFL. And a 1.7 turnover worthy play percentage. That is fourth in the NFL. It's one of Burrow's best seasons yet. And that's really saying something because this dude's special. The only thing that can really slow down the Bengals passing attack at this point is lack of motivation. Like if Jamar Chase and T Higgins and the offensive line or whoever it is, like if they just start losing motivation because they don't really have the playoffs to play for anymore. I know they're not technically eliminated, but they'd have to basically go undefeated and I think still have some help on top of that. So does apathy start to set in with this team? Because if it doesn't, not so sure how the Cowboys keep up with them on the scoreboard, given what we have seen from the Cowboys offense over the last couple of weeks. There have been moments, I understand, but you're going up against one of the most potent offenses in the NFL with one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the league this season in Joe Burrow. So to me, that's a matchup that matters because for as much as I know we can get on the Bengals defense and how bad it has been and how it keeps teams in it, I just cannot see the Dallas Cowboys keeping up with Burrow in this offense if they are locked and loaded and ready to go.
Yeah, that was pretty much my matchup that matters as well. Although I kind of isolated CeeDee Lamb against these Bengals corners because that's all that's left of the Dallas Cowboys offense. And again, it's dropped off tremendously since Dak Prescott has left the lineup and all that kind of stuff. But you look at what the Bengals are capable of scoring offensively and, nearly 28 points per game. They're fifth best scoring offense in the league. Dallas is all the way down at 20.7 points per game. And you think about just how much you don't if you shut down CeeDee Lamb, which shouldn't be too tall of a task for this Bengals defense as much as they've been disappointing this year, to say the least. There's not much else that the Dallas Cowboys can do. I know that Rico Dowdle has been giving them a little bit of life in the backfield as far the offensive backfield, but it's not enough. Nothing's really working for this Cowboys offense, and I can't imagine that they have much motivation right now either. So it might be kind of the battle of who's less apathetic towards the rest of their season.
Phenomenal for Monday Night Football, let me tell you. Can't wait to watch this game with the rest of the nation. I will say that a guy who is not apathetic at all is Micah Parsons. Like, this is somebody
That's
who
true.
just loves playing the game of football. He's going to go out there and give it his best. And since week 10, 90.9 pass rush grade. He is second in the NFL behind only Nick Herbig, who we talked
He's
about
trying to get
already.
paid.
Oh,
He's
my
trying
goodness.
to get paid.
5.5 sacks since week 10, 18.1 passers win percentage since
Yeah.
week 10. Honestly, when this guy is fully healthy, he is one of the best defensive players in the NFL. And how he is playing since week 10, he is building a defensive player of the year resume. He really is. I don't know if he's going to be able to win it because I don't know how his stats are going to line up against some other guys when it's all said and done. But man, he is playing phenomenal. Orlando Brown Jr. really struggled last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And again, Nick Herbig to bring him up specifically. Amarius Mims was a little bit better on the other side of things, but the Cincinnati Bengals offensive tackles, they're going to have their hands full because I feel like they have all season long, and Parsons might be their best test yet. So they've got to really step up, but I feel like Parsons can be just an absolute game wrecker in this one. And he's really their best chance to slow down Burrow and that offense. What's your plus factor here for Monday Night Football?
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons is an obvious one, just given that he is. He's got all the singular and personal motivation because not only does he want to be the highest paid edge rusher in the league, that would mean that he is like the highest paid player outside of a quarterback, which
right.
I think actually now belongs to a receiver. It doesn't belong to Nick Bosa anymore. But that's what Micah Parsons is gunning for, and he's going to have a case for it, and he wants to build that case as much as possible between now and the end of the season. So he's got everything to play for, and yeah, you're right. That's the key to stopping Cincinnati, and especially in the red zone. Honest, that's my plus factor is just kind of the red zone for both teams, like who can punch it in better, because Cincinnati's red zone defense isn't great. Guess who's worse? The Dallas Cowboys. So it's like who can punch the ball in when it counts and which defense can hold up when it counts. Again, I don't really like Cincinnati's margin because they rank 30th in the league, 68.42% red zone conversion rate. But the Dallas Cowboys rank dead last, 76.92%, almost an 80% conversion rate for teams. Yeah, that's where I think it's going to come down to.
Like I said, can't wait to watch this game with you all. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be fantastic. Love a good Monday Night Football Dallas Cowboys game when they absolutely will not flex it or change it just because it is the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
Even though they probably should. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below. So if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can come one today.